Hi again, this is the final reversal pattern we'll be learning. It's the head and shoulders pattern. Now I know the name sounds funny, but don't be deceived. It's a pattern that's been used for a very long time. There's also an inverted version of it, and like all reversal patterns, this pattern is a failure of markets to move in a particular direction. The constant failed attempts leads the market to reverse. Now for a head and shoulders, first we need an uptrend. The pattern is comprised of 3 failed attempts to break out and result in a reversal of the uptrend. Now this is the support area and it's also called the neckline, well, because it's right under the shoulders. Once the neckline breaks down, the pattern is considered complete. Now the inverted version of the head and shoulders, we first need a downtrend. The pattern is when the markets attempt a breakdown thrice but failed. Now it's called the head and shoulders because we have the head right here and 2 shoulders on either side. The second attempt was almost successful, but it was a false breakdown. We also have a support line here, also called the neckline. And finally, when this neckline breaks, we know that the market has reversed and the trend is now upwards. At this point, after the breakout and the neckline is broken, the pattern is considered complete. Enough of animation. Let's see a real chart. Wouldn't you like that? Let's start with Reliance Infrastructure. Now, as you can see, the chart of Reliance Infrastructure so far has been in an uptrend. We've just shifted from this down and we're now going from here all the way here. We're in a very clear uptrend. Now, if you've been watching our previous videos, you'll notice that we have a symmetrical triangle here. But let's not get distracted. Let's keep going. The market breaks out. That's a beautiful breakout. And we go up. Just keep tracking. And I hope you notice something interesting over here. Let's go back a bit. At this point, you should see that we have a head and shoulders pattern. That's the first shoulder left. I know it's a little difficult to see if you're doing this for the first time. Then we have the head here and we have the right shoulder. Now this point is the neckline over here. Now the reason we didn't draw the neckline through here is because this is not a clear swing low. We need a clear swing low. And once you draw it through here, this becomes our neckline. And we wait for the neckline to break, which happens right here. This breakdown leads to a pullback. Now, I know so far we've not discussed pullbacks, but something that happens with all patterns. As soon as you get a breakdown, the markets will return back to its point of breaking. Now, this is where most traders will get scared and run away. But that's not you. You need to stop and follow the plan. This is what the plan looks like. After you get a head and shoulders pattern, the swing low breakdown is going to be a short entry. So as soon as we close below the swing low, that's over here, that's where you will sell. And your stop loss is going to be at the latest swing high. Let me mark that with, say, a red. Now that is going to be your swing high mark. And you'll wait until you get stopped out. Now I know this is scary. You just shorted the markets and the markets are now going up. Kind of worrisome. But you're not paid to be worried. You're paid to follow the plan. You wait and the market then finally, in this case at least, reverses, giving you a handsome profit. You can aim for 1.5 to 2x of the matter. That'll be slightly difficult, but because this is a daily chart, you will achieve it. You can use this in lower time frames as well. Now let's see another example. Reliance Communication to be precise. Now this is also the daily chart. Here's the chart. On the daily, we've moved up considerably. This is very clearly an uptrend. Let's track how the market goes. So we've attempted to go up thrice, 1, 2, 3 times. Now notice the market stops making its new highs it's been making. You see over here, it's a very clear up move, but here there's some resistance. We go above, say, 84, come back down, go up again, come back down. Whenever there is resistance, that we're trying to do one thing and it doesn't happen, just like Reliance Communications, you need to zoom out, literally, like this, zoom out and see what you can see from afar. You'll notice that it looks like a man standing, or the head and shoulders pattern. And what you need to do, you need to find where your shoulders are. That's here, here, and that's the head. Draw your neckline, which is simply this support, and wait for that support to break. If at all it does, in this case, within 2 jumps, we fall. As soon as this happens, you see, We've closed right below the neckline. That's where you short. And you guessed it, your stop loss is going to be the latest swing high. I'll mark that with a red. And that's it. You wait until you get stopped out or you meet your profit target. In this case, we've made a profit again. Now let's move on to a third example. We've seen the head and shoulders pattern, but what about the inverted version? Now the Axis Bank daily chart, here it is very clearly in a downtrend. Now look here. The market tries to fall down. That's a breakdown. It fails because we're starting to move up. And then we go down again and it fails again. Now, don't you see resistance? Here when the market fell, it was just straight down. But here there's been a rally down and then a rally again. This is your clue to actually look at the pattern closely. This is an inverted head and shoulders. You can see a head right here. You have shoulders here and here. This is, of course, your neckline. And this breakout, the close above the neckline, let me change that to blue, is going to be your point to buy. So as soon as the day ends, so say 10 minutes before the market closes, you will buy this pattern. And your stop loss, you guessed it, is going to be at the swing low, which is right here. Let me mark that with a red. And you will hold on to this position until you get stopped out or you meet your target, which is going to be 1.5 or 2x of your risk. Now let's see what happened here. We got a beautiful, beautiful uptrend. That's it. I need you to remember that there are all sorts of ways you can do something. You can make something complicated out of nothing. The entire point should be, you should make at least 2x, it should be simple to follow, and you must learn something within a month. If you've practiced a certain method or a system and it does not work beyond a month, despite trying every day, it's probably too complicated. Stay away from complexity. Move towards something that's simple. We aren't computers and we shouldn't attempt to be. So here's a summary for you. The head and shoulders pattern works only in uptrends. You should try and use them only in uptrends. You should short the latest swing low, that's the neckline, and your stop loss will be at the latest swing high. For the inverted version, the inverted head and shoulder pattern, you will only find this in the downtrend. You should buy the swing high break, that's the neckline, and the stop loss will be at the latest swing low. So that's it. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the discussions below.